What's good, Lakers family? Welcome back to the Lakers Corner, where we talk all things Lakers. As always, I'm your host, John. Very happy to be here, man. Today's Saturday, January 17th, man. Happy 2026 to everybody out there. And we got a real special guest with us here today, man. When I say special, I mean like throwback. Like when I started the pod game, man, this is who I was podding with, man. This is who I did a whole bunch of podcasts with. Shout out to the Clutch Talk days, man. But we got my guy, Delontae, from the Stand On It pod. My dog, how you doing?
I'm doing, bro. I appreciate you having me, man. Good to be on here.
Yes, sir, brother.
See,
yes,
I
sir.
got Lakers on right now, man. Let's do it.
Come on, man. Come on, man. We got a Lakers fan through and through. On the Lakers Corner, we only bring the best Laker fans, man. So
real ones, by the way, too.
Real ones. So we had to bring you on, my boy. Very happy to have you. And y'all, please do check out Delontae's pod. I'm gonna link everything in the description down below. Great podcast. He bringing you NBA, NFL, a little bit of everything, man. From predictions to scores, recaps, highlights, a little bit of everything, man. So make sure you go check out my boy Delontae. But let's go ahead and get into it, my boy. We got a lot to get into. We're gonna start with some news, like how we always do around here. And I feel like one of the biggest news, I mean, besides just like injury talks around Lakers Nation, is actually around somebody that isn't even on the Lakers. Rich Paul, and Rich Paul on his podcast went on, and we got to talk about it. A lot of you are talking about it, but Rich Paul went on his podcast and basically said that the Lakers should hypothetically trade Austin Reaves to the Grizzlies for Triple J. And he was basically arguing from his standpoint, like in his defense, he was saying that it would give the Lakers more of a balanced roster, give the Lakers more pieces that they're looking for, and give Austin Reaves a chance to go get his bag, go be a primary scorer, and go get that salary that he, so fairly deserves. So let me open up the floor to you first, my boy, because it's a lot to take away from here. How do you feel about Rich's comments, and kind of let's go from there?
Yeah, man. Shoot, Rich Paul, like you said, had a podcast with Max Kellerman. Everybody know who that is, Mr. I Want Eagle Dollar to take the last shot. I've been checking it out. He's been having a lot to say about the Lakers, as far as he even said like he doesn't think we're a championship team right now. I'm not really a big Jaren Jackson guy. I think if you're almost 7 feet, you should average way more than 5 rebounds a game. He did win the Defensive Player of the Year, so that's on his pelts. But you got to think, we need somebody that could score, defend, rebound. Rebounding is key to defending, because once you you need stops. You don't want to give opportunities to get second chance points for the other team. So I can understand what Rich Paul is saying, because you got Luka there that's averaging 33, 34 points a game. LeBron is still turning back the clock. He had a couple great games these last 3 games. And then you add Austin Reaves, who was playing out of his mind before he got hurt. So I can see where he said, because we do need defenders. We need a lot of defense, because when you try out LeBron, who's 41 years old, Luka, he doesn't really play defense like that. Austin Reaves, he tries to play defense, but still, it's not the best. So you already had a disadvantage. So I can see why he said that, but I wouldn't target him if I was to trade Austin Reaves.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand why he said that. Like in his defense, like basketball wise and fit wise, I understand, right? You want to go give Austin Reaves his big bag because, like how you said, he's been playing absolutely out of his mind. And then pairing Luka with a big that can roll to the hoop. But honestly, I agree with you in a sense of like, I don't think Triple J is the guy though, because like Austin Reaves right now, and my biggest problem with trading a player like Austin Reaves is I feel like the value that he has out there in the trade market is not the actual value that he brings. He brings us more value than what the trade value would deem it as, right? Because like, bro, this man was carrying our team at times when Luka wasn't there. This man had a 50 burger, but before Luka this season, if I'm not mistaken, to be honest with you. So it's like all of this is going on. So I feel like if we were to trade Austin Reaves, there's no way we're getting a player or players in return that equal up to the value that he's brought to us so far. As far as like at times he's gone from being like the number one player when Luka and LeBron aren't there. And then when Luka and LeBron aren't there, or if LeBron's not there, if Luka's not there, he can easily take a step back and go be the second best player, the third best player. And he's able to do that. And I feel like whoever we were to bring in, it wouldn't necessarily be that way. But another like point of view that I was thinking about it from this is just like, honestly, if I'm Austin Reaves, I think this is worthy enough for me to go up to LeBron and be like, yo, like, you need to tell your man to chill. Like, you can't be LeBron's agent LeBron is probably the best player, the second best player on that Lakers team, however you want to look at it, third or whatever. You can't have your agent that represents you saying you should go trade your teammate for somebody else. And I was trying to figure this out online, but let me find out Rich is Triple J's agent. Let me find out, because if that's the case, I'm like, what? Like, that's tampering at this point. So
Right.
do you feel any type of way? Like, if you're Austin Reaves, do you feel any type of way
Of
about this?
course. Of
Yeah.
course, I would feel some type of way. I'm playing, and social media is real big. Like back then, it wasn't a lot of media outlets where you can get
Mhm.
all this stuff like through your phone. You know what I mean? It was
Mhm.
newspapers, or you had to watch ESPN or whatever is a hot show on TV. So I would be upset, yeah. But I would use that as motivation. Like, okay, you feel like I'm not this, you feel like I'm not that. I'm gonna use that fuel to the fire, because you gotta think, bro. Brian is here maybe maybe another year, but after that, that's it. So we gotta start thinking about our future after him.
Yeah, no, that's real talk. That's and just real quick on that. If you had to make a guess, how many years do you think Braun playing? Like another one or two? What you think?
I think he's probably, this might be his last year, but I can see him playing one more, just maybe
Mm,
one more.
yeah, honestly, I'm a big LeBron guy, and ever since I've known LeBron, I've known him to be a big like ego person. He always wants the attention. He always been with the center of everything, right? So
Right.
I think he's gonna play out this year, and at the beginning, at like in the off season, this upcoming off season, he's gonna let everybody know, like, hey, this is my last year. He's gonna want to go on some huge retirement tour. I agree. I think
Like Kobe did.
like Kobe did, and again, I mean, shit, deservingly so, bro. Like,
Right.
he's LeBron James, right? Like, deservingly
Right, for
so at this
sure.
point. And then last question I got to you on this, brother, is also along Austin Reaves and trading pieces. Is Austin Reaves an untouchable to you, or is he not an untouchable to you? How do you feel
No,
about
I don't think the only untouchable on there is Luka. Austin Reeves is definitely not untouchable. If somebody came with the right package and we need, like I said, shooting and defenders, I would make the trade, but not for Triple J, like I said
that? Okay.
earlier.
Okay, absolutely, and we will get into some of this a little bit later in the episode, as far as some would you rather trade pieces. But before we get to that, my boy, let's get to the games that we're going to recap this week that we've seen this week. We saw the Lakers and Kings on January 12th. We unfortunately lost 124-112. We came out on fire early. We got that out to that early 10-4 lead. Kings called that timeout, went on that 20-9 run, and never lost the lead after that. They shot the absolute lights out. They went 17 of 26 from deep for 65%. Mind you, they were one of the worst shooting teams in the league before playing us. Malik Monk himself hit 7 3-pointers. The entire Lakers team hit 8, and then Russ hit 4 threes himself. So that should tell you all about this game. I do have some talking points on this game, but before I get to that, I wanted to see if you had any thoughts on this Lakers and Kings game.
My first two thoughts. My first thought is those LA boys. It was the business. Shout out DeMar and Russ. I mean, Russ is one of my favorite players. I know Laker Nation. That's probably my public enemy number one or two, but I shout out to them. But another talking point, another thing I want to say would be that we didn't get no support from Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, and Marcus Smart. Combined 2 points through all three of them. That's terrible. Can't win like that, especially with no Austin Reaves as well. You need somebody to pick up the scoring punch.
Real talk. No, real talk, bro. I made a note of this because like I'd be making like notes of the game, and coming into the fourth quarter, brother, we had 83 points. Luka Doncic had 42 of our 83 points. That is absolutely wild, dog.
Right.
When I seen that, I was like, what is going, like, Luka, he finished with 42. He didn't even bother to play in the fourth quarter because we were getting smacked so bad. That's a big, I love the point that you brought up. It's like it was a one man, two man show, maybe at best. And then I love the fact that you brought up Jake LaRavia. I'm happy we could talk about him because I have a problem with Jake. I have a big problem with Jake, to be honest with you. And from the beginning of the season, I've been saying, look, I didn't really understand why we brought him onto this team at the beginning of the season, right? Before he proved anything. And then he started off really inconsistent. Then he had that week where he went out for like 25, 27. And then he went right back down to his inconsistent games. Then he came back to the starting lineup. He's been playing better as of late. But my problem with Jake LaRavia, and I want you to tell me if you feel me on this, is the not even the inconsistency with the shot, because it's a make or miss league. Sometimes you make it, sometimes you miss. That's how the game go. But you always got to keep your confidence at a high. And I'm feel like Jake won like one game. He like in that Grizzlies game. Remember when we played the Grizzlies like back to back? He
Mhm.
dominated both of those games. Was playing confidently, getting to the hoop confidently, shooting confidently, putting the ball on the ground. And then in the Pelicans game on January 6th, he shot the ball a total of 5 times and played 34 minutes. Or in the Kings game right here on January 2nd, I mean, sorry, January 12th, to your point, bro had 2 points in 31 minutes. You can't tell me you're being aggressive enough and you're playing 31 minutes and you shot and you had 2 points. In that Pelicans game, bro, he shot 5 shots, okay? Nick Smith Jr. also shot 5 shots. Nick Smith Jr. played 9 minutes. Jake LaRivia played 34 minutes. Like, that's my problem with him. If you don't even have to be Stephen Curry from out there. It's the same thing I used to say about Ben Simmons, but you got to at least keep the defense honest. If you are so not confident in your own jumper and just so willing to grab it and swing that shit, but the defense knows that they're going to use that to their advantage. They're not closing out on that, and that's my problem. Is now the defense is not. They know you're not going to shoot, so
They
now
don't let you shoot it.
they gonna let you shoot it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that plays to his confidence. And my issue again, it's not with. I don't need him to go for 27 a night. Not even 20 a night. But I need him to shoot with the same type of confidence, regardless of whether it's going in or not. You got to get them up consistently to keep the defense honest. That's kind of how I feel. I don't know how you feel about Jake or anything about that.
Jake, like I agree with you on a lot of things you said, but you got to think, bro. He was never supposed to be a main rotation guy, and I think him being stepping into that is going to be a lot of inconsistencies, like you said, because he did have a little hot streak for that week. But I do understand how you feel because we need somebody to make timely shots, play aggressive, play defense, play like you want to be out there. Like Marcus Smart, he tries. I know sometimes he don't score, but he tries to guard the best defender every night, and he's trying. Sometimes all about defense is effort, or even just playing is effort. That's how you get minutes. So I can see how you feel, and the fact that he only had 2 more points than me and you, and we don't even play for the Lakers is ridiculous. So I
It's
understand how you
ridiculous.
feel, bro.
That is one bucket, gang. That is one bucket. Didn't even get to the free throw line at all. So that tells me he's not being aggressive, not
Nope.
looking to score. You know, 0 5 from three, 1 7 from the field. Absolutely horrendous, man. But brother, if you have nothing else to touch on with that Kings game, we'll keep it pushing here, and we will get to the Lakers versus Hawks game, where thankfully, we bounced back, second out of a back to back. We smacked the Hawks 141-116 on January 13th. Crazy how this is literally a make or miss league, right? Like you would think the bad game we had on the first night of a back to back, we would think we have that on the second night. But instead of us shooting terribly, we shot the lights out. 55% from three as a team, dominated the Hawks. All 5 starters scored 16 points or more. LeBron was 1 rebound away from a 31-point triple double. And truthfully, bro, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think this was Aiden's best game of the season, like the game against the Hawks. Most impactful game, 17 points, 18 rebounds. This is what I've been asking with Aiden. And my problem with Aiden is that, he's going out saying he's not getting enough touches and all this and all that. And okay, I feel you. You got to feed the big man. Both me and you hoop before. We know you got to feed the big. But at the same time, big, you got to do your job. So, like, I can't be feeding you if you're not cleaning the glass. I can't be feeding you if you're not running the floor, rim running, giving me a lob option, right? So, and I don't think he's been doing that consistently throughout the season. Now, this Hawks game, he did that on offense, rebounded, got his offensive rebounds, cleaned the glass on defense. So, this, in my opinion, Aiden's best game of the season. Let's talk about some thoughts here from your thoughts on the Hawks game, brother.
Touching on what you just said, bro. But this is the reason why Laker fans, including myself, get real frustrated with him because he'll have a game like this and then he'll have a game with 4 points and 5 rebounds. Like the consistency, that's what a lot of our players that we expecting big minutes from are lacking is consistency. Whether it's Rui, whether it's DeAndre Aiden, so even sometimes Austin Reaves. So I definitely could see what you said. Definitely was a great performance. But to touch on what you just said about him not getting the ball, I played center as a 6'2" person for my team. I didn't get no plays drawn up for me or nothing, but I was still averaging 10 points, 12 points, just getting rebounds, offensive rebounds, and putting it back. You can't get it, your coach can't yell at you if you get the rebound and put it back in the and score. So I don't like that. He's saying that, oh, I'm not getting the ball, so I'm not gonna work hard or show effort. Because you gotta think, bro, he's on his kind of on his last like leg as far as getting opportunities after opportunities. Portland lets you go. They're paying your contract. You really basically playing for free for us. And if you think that you people are not watching the Lakers get the most national televised games in the NBA every year. So everybody has their eyes on you, bro. And the film don't lie. So if you want to get another contract or a big contract and a GMC, how you been playing for us, do you think you're gonna get a big contract? I don't think so. So if he could continue to play like this, then he could help his contract for next year. But we just need more consistency out of him because he's not bringing that for our team right now. And you can't call yourself dominating if you're not dominating. You muted.
Oh shit! I don't even know. I don't even know how I got muted. But nah, real shit, brother. You keeping it real, bro. And honestly, I feel like the thing with DeAndre Ayton, and I love how you said this might be one of his last stops because I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. He was a number one overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
He burned his bridge in Phoenix. He burned his bridge in Portland, and I mean, I'm not saying he's burning his bridge in LA yet, but he looking for the lighter right now. I ain't gonna lie, he's looking for the lighter to start a fire, bro, because it's just like how you said, bro. Like, I understand you may not be getting enough touches, but you got to integrate yourself into the game, right? Just like how you said. And honestly, I wouldn't be like too taken back if he is out of the league in the next couple years if he continues to play this way. To be honest with you, because like for me personally, bro, I would honestly rather. I know this may sound crazy, maybe a hot take, and you might disagree with me on this one, but I would rather like a bone bruiser big like a Yusuf Nurkic at this point because he knows he's not going to get the touches, right? Like he this is in his head. DeAndre Ayton might feel like he wanted his touches because at one point he was the focal point of the offense, right? Like whether it be in college or whether it be early Phoenix Suns days, like he was
Mm-hmm.
heavily integrated in the offense. So for him to now not be, I understand how that may be somewhat of a drop off, but if we could just bring like a bone bruising big that is coming in here and they know what their role is. Their role is grab rebounds, be a menace, play some
Like Steven Adams.
man. If we could have picked up Steven Adams, boy, I'll tell you that makes the absolute world of a difference. I love
Do
that
the
name.
dirty work.
Do all the and I feel like at times DA don't want to do the dirty work.
No, he don't. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like when I played basketball in high school, I played against somebody that's in the NBA right now named Keyshawn Johnson. He plays for the Miami Heat. He was
Yep.
like 6'7", 6'8". I had to guard him the whole game, man.
Mhm.
And like I'm trying my hardest, but we won that game. But it was a lot of effort had to be in to win those games, and you got to put in effort if you want to win. And we trying to go deep playoff runs, man. And his effort ain't been there this whole season. And it's kind of like similar. He's not this player, but when Dwight Howard came to the Lakers in 2013,
Like
a
that.
lot of reason why him and Kobe was going back and forth because Kobe felt like he wasn't putting in the effort and he was complaining about touches and he wasn't giving his best foot forward. And you seen how Laker Nation treated Dwight. We didn't really like how he left and how he acted. So
Mhm.
DeAndre Ayton is gonna probably be up there too, a public enemy up there one day.
Man, it's low key. I'm thinking about it. It's low key hard to be a Lakers center, bro. Like Shaq, Dwight, nah,
Will,
Da, Will, right? Like they
Kareem,
at some point they getting kicked to the kicked to the curb, and Lakers, but
Powell,
Lakers Nation is ruthless. I ain't gonna lie, Lakers
of
Nation
course.
is real ruthless. And honestly, I feel like Da's not gonna get that big contract he was looking for. Like he's not. He's
Not
gonna
if he
be
keep playing like that, no.
yeah, he's gonna continue to be like probably like around that $9 million player. But okay, brother. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention here on this game is because of the effort that we've seen on this second night of a back-to-back, this is the effort I'm expecting every single night. I'm not expecting us to shoot 55% from the three-point line every single night on the second night of a back-to-back, but I'm expecting us to play with this type of effort because I feel like a lot of the times we'll see LeBron sit a back to back. And again, he's 41. We got to, sometimes got to make an exception. But what I don't make an exception is like when we see really anyone besides LeBron sitting a second out of a back to back. It's like, yo, you guys are in the NBA. You fly private. You got all this great life. Don't get me wrong. It's probably hard to go from New York to California to Houston and this and that and all these different time zones. But I could tell you people that have a harder life and still got to show up on a back to back or still got to continuously show up. So me personally, like I every single second out of a back to back, I'm gonna be looking towards this game and I'm gonna be the effort, right? Like the effort's got to be there because if the effort's any lower, now I'm like, okay, well then shit. Now you just not giving me enough effort because you show me what you can do. Now once you show me what you can do, I'm expecting this nightly. Not expecting you to shoot 55% from a three, but I'm expecting you to play like this and clean the glass and dominate the game. So we'll see. We will see. We'll see how that goes. But brother, if you don't have anything else to touch on that, we're gonna get to the last game that we're gonna recap.
I was just gonna say shout out to Brian. First back to back he played all season. Almost had a triple double. 41 years old. Gotta tip my cat off to him. So shout out Brian.
Let's talk about Brian real quick, Delontae. Let's talk about Brian. How do you feel about Brian? Because this is a polarizing feeling around Lakers Nation about Brian.
I'm gonna just give you the honest truth, bro. That's all I could do on the pod, man. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. Everybody knows that. I'm a Kobe fan till I die. It was real weird him coming here because all my life I've been arguing people about who's better, Kobe and LeBron. I got Kobe over LeBron, no shock. So it was kind of weird. He did get us a championship. So, but after that, it's just been like a lot of downhill. Like one championship or not. We have maybe 2 deep playoff runs since he's been here. So it just, but he's older, so I get it. But I don't like the comparison of when they say something about him and Kobe, because Kobe made a lot of stuff happen with the teams he had and won championships. I don't want to hear any excuses. You got AD in his prime. We brought over Russ. Everything you wanted, we didn't got. We got rid of coach after coach after coach. So, I mean, his Laker tenure, in my opinion, I wouldn't necessarily give him a statue. I mean, I wouldn't probably have a problem with them retiring his jerseys, but I don't think he should get a statue because I just think all the Lakers that you can name, from Kobe, Kareem, Magic, Shaq, even Powell, they won multiple rings and like they were a real catalyst of why we did what we did. Bron was the main catalyst in the bubble for sure, but we need more playoff runs than that. But I don't think we're going to see prime LeBron like that. But he's been doing good though in his new role that he's been doing for sure.
Okay, we're gonna put a quick pin on that LeBron thing, and we're gonna get back to it real quick. But I gotta ask you something totally off topic. But I asked this to all my NBA friends. Do you think Kawhi Leonard deserves a statue in Toronto?
Oh, that's a good question, bro. I think the run he had, I think it could be a conversation, but I think they gotta have a statue for Kyle Lowry and maybe even DeMar, because those is the Raptors, probably the greatest Raptors in their franchise. I know Kawhi was there and they won a chip, but 1 year, I mean, I don't know, man, but it was a great run, man.
He really stopped. Great run, bro.
He stopped the three-peat, man. So
he literally stopped the three. Right, he equalized the league. Like him going there, like it made it to where the league is just not two team dominant. And honestly, I know it sounds crazy because it was just 1 year, but I actually think he deserves a championship. He bought their only championship ever had, and they kept like coming up short. Partly due to LeBron James, but still they kept coming up short. And then Kawhi came there, got a championship, and then like cut. Like that was still.
I feel like if he would have stayed, I think they would have had a chance to go back to back. Their roster was ridiculous, bro.
Ridiculous. Spicy P as like a second
OG was on the bench, bro. He wasn't even starting.
That was crazy. No, real talk.
I would love for us to have OG, man.
Come on, bro. Real talk. All right, no, I just wanted to ask that. I always like asking all my friends about that because it's a good question. But anyway, okay, about LeBron. The other thing I wanted to ask you about LeBron, a lot of people say like, oh, like this team isn't going to go anywhere until he leaves. Some people don't feel like that. How do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like this team can be successful with LeBron taking up all the money that he's taken up and taking all the games that he's taken off?
I think if we would have had, if we had the right pieces, like I know you said we'd get to the talking about trade targets.
Yep.
I could see if we had the right pieces, but I think we would probably be. I want to say better right away, but I think once he leaves, we could do what we need to do because this current form of the Lakers, I don't see us winning a championship. But if we could get what Luka, his blueprint and his recipe of how he went to the finals with Dallas, getting the high flying big that defends and catches live, that roll, pick and roll, that rolls to the rim, actually not stop on the elbow like DeAndre Ayton. If you get two good wing defenders like they had in Dallas, I think that could help us. But right now, we can't really do nothing. Right now, we kind of stuck with who we got. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't think a lot of people was pounding the table to get Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent. So I don't know, bro. I think maybe in a year or two after he leaves, I think we could really contend because then we could start bringing in pieces for Luka.
Yeah. See, and I like how you keeping it real because I think that it's not. So I feel like in this world, there's people who absolutely hate LeBron and think that everything he does is sucks, and the people that absolutely love LeBron. And I feel like the people that are right, the people that are right in the middle, because there's times where he's on that BS, bro, and I don't
Yeah.
got time for that. But there's also times where he's saving us and saving the day and being, a top three best player of all time. But my thing is, I agree with you in the sense of like, I don't say that we can't win a championship until he leaves, but at the same time, I recognize that for us to win a championship, we are gonna need to be deeper, and for us to be deeper, LeBron is gonna have to realize, like, this money, all his money he taking, he gonna have to at some point take a pay cut or do something if he really wants to win, and that's where, you see the difference of NBA players that actually wanna win and wanna be selfish because you can get your money and, by all means, get your money. Carmelo Anthony did it. He went and got his money, never got the ring, but bro is paid. More power to you, brother. Generational wealth, right? Like I'm with you, brother. Like generational wealth. But at the same time, right? Like LeBron James probably makes more money off the court at this point. So I don't see why he wouldn't be open to that, to a situation of taking a pay cut. And then to your exact point, we can now build a better team around LeBron and around Luka because, bro, Dallas had it. Like, and that's why I
Hmm.
honestly feel bad for Dallas at that point. I'm like, bro, like y'all. But I guess I didn't trade. I didn't draft Luka, but they traded for Luka on draft night. They build up this team around Luka, and they finally got the perfect team, right? They got defenders to hide Luka on defense. They got an elite guard in Kyrie to
Hmm.
help Luka, with the load. They got two rim rolling bigs that finish at the hoop, provide a lob threat, and then they end up losing Luka. But they had the blueprint. They had
Hmm.
everything right there. So as far as this, like, if we can get our team even to like half of that, bro, I think that we can have a chance. But currently constructed, no, this team is not a championship team at all. But with that being said, I do think that we are a tough playoff out. Like I think we're one of those teams that no, we're not beating Denver in a 7-game series, in my opinion. No, we're not beating OKC in a 7-game series, in my opinion. But they don't want to. They don't want to see us. It's not an easy.
Right.
Come on, like playoff is a different game, as you know, bro. It's a half court game. It's about dominating your matchup, about dominating that possession in particular. Luka dominates almost every matchup, and LeBron being healthy is likely going to dominate every matchup. So you're likely going to have a mismatch, two different mismatches on the floor every single time. And playoff basketball, the game slows down. So that's why I say no, we're not a championship contender. So I got to keep it real. But these teams don't want to see us, Delontae. They don't want to see us
Nah,
in the playoffs
for sure.
because we might surprise. Okay, all right, brother. Just wanted to touch on that. All right, so let's get to the last game here of the week, which was uh
Ooh.
January 15th, Lakers versus Hornets. God damn, brother. Another shooting barrage. We lost to the Hornets 135, 117. We got out to that early 17-7 lead. We hit our first four from deep, ended up hitting seven in the first quarter, and then we fell off a cliff in that second quarter. Went on that 4-minute scoring drought. Miles Bridges literally didn't miss in the first half, and then LaMelo Ball scores 27 of his 30 points in the second half. He hits 9 3-pointers. This game was absolutely embarrassing. Do you have any thoughts on this game, brother?
Yeah, shout out to LaMelo. Every time we play the Lakers in Staples or Crypto, I'm so used
Yep.
to calling it Staples. He always puts on the show. It seems like every time we play there, they always beat us, man, and it's just crazy. He was just hitting threes from everywhere and
Crazy.
talking stuff, and I don't blame him, man. I'm back home, I'm playing the
I'll do the
Lakers.
same.
People, I was coming off the bench and all type of stuff, so it was just a bad game for us, man.
Yeah, it was a bad game. And honestly, bro, Gabe Vincent, oh my God, 0 points on a 0 of 5 from the 3 point line and 0 of 7 from the field. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Delontae. That was one of the worst performances I've seen in a long time. I was watching him run up and down the court for a long time. I'm like, he's literally, and the crazy thing is, like, we'll go to the stat line for that game.
Mhm.
Didn't do much else, right? 4 fouls, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 1 rebound. So essentially, the one positive thing he did in this game, bro, was he grabbed 1 rebound. He played 15 minutes, grabbed 1 rebound, missed 7 shots, and missed.
Almost pulled a Tony Snell, man. 0-0-0.
Nigga, thank God for that rebound. If it wasn't for that rebound, he would have pulled a Tony Snell, bro,
Yeah,
in 15 minutes.
definitely.
Honestly, bro, I was so taken back at this performance. I was watching this, and honestly, I'm tired of Gabe Vincent as well. I'm tired of Gabe Vincent as well, but he's another player that I feel like, I guess maybe if we packaged, we could get something in return for. But he's another player that I feel like, bro, we get rid of him, we're gonna get
A
pennies,
printer back.
right, bro? We're gonna get pennies on the dime, bro. So I don't know, bro. I am conflicted with this whole Lakers team, and you know what I'm saying, Gabe Vincent. But that was really my only talking point I had for this game. To be honest, I don't know if you had anything to touch on this.
Yeah, we just didn't get no support on the bench, man. I think majority of our points came from our starters, so I see that was another takeaway from that game for me.
Yeah, man. All I know is we should not be losing to the Charlotte Hornets. Um, with the game that like we're wasting LeBron and Luka, man, especially LeBron, because LeBron's 41. You know, like he can't keep playing like this.
Can't keep having all these great games. Yep.
Can't keep having all these great games, bro. So we can't keep selling like this, bro. So sorry, brother. That's where we're at for that. And then let's get into the last segment of the show here. This will take us to the rest of the show, brother. This is
Okay.
a would you rather segment. Okay. So I asked some players here. I'm gonna have two different types. So one will be two players that are not Laker players, and you basically tell me which one you prefer on the Lakers as far as fit wise, and we can kind of talk a little bit back and forth on the fit. And then I'll also have someone here that's like a Laker player and someone that's not a Laker player right now, and you tell me who you would rather on this current team. But let's start with the bigs because that's the way we started the show. Rich Paul talk about Triple J. So let me go with two bigs that I've heard around the Lakers Nation a lot, and that's Triple J and Nick Claxton. Which big would you rather on this team?
Oh, that's a good one. For what we need,
Mm-hmm.
I would still go with Triple J. I
Okay.
know it's crazy, but I just think he's a better defender than Nick Claxton. Now, Nick Claxton gets way more rebounds than him, but I think he's a good defender and he could shoot. So if Luka wanted to do a pick and pop where they try to trap him and he could dish it off to Triple J, he could shoot the three. So I think that's why it'd be a better fit. But if you got Nick Claxton, they doing the pick and roll, they still gonna probably cheat up to Luka to try to get out his hands. And Nick
Mhm.
Claxton is a good roller, but we need shooting as well. So I would just take him for that.
I agree. I would also go with Triple J only because I feel like Nick Claxton, he's gonna become a liability come playoffs. And we all know if you can't shoot the free throw, come playoffs, you're probably gonna
He
get
gonna be
played
on
off
the
the court.
bench.
Probably, yeah.
Hmm.
And he can do no good. Great lob,
Nope.
but he can't lob threat from the bench. So
Nope.
okay.
I agree
This
with you.
this next one is pretty good. So okay, so you went Triple J there. Now let's go Daniel Gafford or Triple J.
Oh, this is what I was gonna one we was gonna talk about later, but I would pick Daniel Gafford. Just the
Okay.
familiarity with Luca, and he's good at lob threats, and he gives effort and he rebounds the ball. So we need effort, rebounding, somebody that can roll to the rim. So I would personally, in my opinion, I know Triple J is a better player than him, but for fit wise, it's not always about who's the better player. I would pick Gafford.
I like that. I like that, brother. But I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go the other way. I'm gonna have to rock with Triple J for all the reasons that you stated in the beginning. I feel like he can he can also be that lob threat that Gafford is. May not play with the same intensity. I'll agree with you on that. Gafford plays with crazy intensity, but let's say that they're bringing that backside help to cut off the lob. Now
Mm-hmm.
Triple J just, to your point, can fade back to the three, fade back to the
Mm-hmm.
midi. Luka can, Luka loves that little behind the shoulder pass.
Yep.
Hit Triple J. So I would go Triple J there, but I love that Daniel Gafford answered. I'm pretty sure we're both going to agree on this, but we both would go Gafford over Aiden, right?
Oh
Or
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
And would we
For
both go
sure.
Triple J over Aiden?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure we're lined up there. Okay, let's talk about some other players. The Warriors. My boy Jonathan Kuminga said, "I need to get out of here, man. I can't keep getting held down by Steve Kerr." Jonathan Kuminga, another Warrior player, Andrew Wiggins.
For us,
For
Andrew
us.
Wiggins. Andrew
Oh,
Wiggins.
okay.
3 and D. He gonna guard the best defender. Best player that on the offensive end. So I'm gonna go him for sure. That's what we need. I know we were trying to get him, but the Heat didn't want him for Dalton Connect. So I would have definitely loved to have Andrew Wiggins, and he got championship experience.
He do got championship experience. I'm trying to see Jonathan Kuminga's age real quick.
I think he's 24 or 25.
Let me see. Oh yeah, he's 20. Yeah, he's 24, bro. Okay, damn.
Yep.
So Wiggins is 30 and he's 24. So yes, I agree. We bringing on that a player with championship experience and that 3 and D player, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bullish on Jonathan Kuminga. I like him, bro. I really like. I feel like he's like one of those like raw. He's like a much better Adu Thero, a raw
Yeah.
athlete, just like a raw athlete, can jump out the gym, can play great defense. Doesn't have that championship experience that Wiggins have. So I agree. I agree with you on that. But I think it would match a little bit more of the timeline because Luka's 26. Luka's my age, which is crazy to say, but Luka's 26. And I feel like bringing in a Jonathan Kuminga would more match that timeline. How do you feel about that? Or you'd still rock with Wiggins on there?
I would still rock with Wiggins because I don't think Jonathan Kuminga wants to go to a situation like us, like heavily scrutinized and all of
Mhm.
that. I think he wants to get his bag and score 25, 23 points. I think, been in the limelight with the Warriors and, they,
Got
they
tired
want
of
to
that.
win championships too, man. And
Tired.
him having 14 straight DNPs, he probably like, man, I'd rather just go to the Wizards or something and try to get a bucket, or even go to the Kings, because I know there was reported that he wanted to go there. So I
Yeah.
don't think he wants to come in a situation where he's not going to be the first or second option. I think he want to get his bag and score 20 for sure. But
Okay.
Wiggins, he does the dirty work. Like, he was guarding the best player. He was shooting timely threes.
He
He was
was.
giving effort on defense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I said
In that
Wiggins
Warriors run, he was by far their best defender in that Warriors championship run, to be
for
honest with
sure.
you. So, okay. All right. So let's up the intensity a little bit, my boy. A Lakers legend, KCP or Andrew Wiggins?
Andrew Wiggins. I watched KCP, and he's
Amen.
definitely on his last legs, bro.
Okay. All right. I'm with you for that. Two names that we've heard rumored around Lakers: Keon Ellis and the ex-Laker Malik Monk.
I think I know it's crazy. I'm gonna go Keon Ellis. I need people like Malik Monk. He want to get his buckets for sure. He's a bucket getter, one of like a pure bucket getter.
Yeah,
But Keon Ellis, he's going. I watched him. He gives a lot of effort. He plays defense. I know the whole part of this pod that we've been doing, this episode we've been doing. I've been talking about effort the whole show.
love
But
it.
that's big for winning games and getting advancing rounds. It's not just about can you put up points. You got to show effort, and I think he does that. He's willing to guard the best guard, whether that say if he was guarding Luka when we played last time. So I would go him because we need defenders more than scoring, in my opinion.
I like that. I'm gonna go the opposite direction, brother, because I think friction and some disagreement sometimes is good. You feel me? And also, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of I think Malik Monk can come in and be a 10 times better version of Nick Smith Jr. Nick Smith Jr. come off the bench flinging it.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
I feel you, Nick Smith Jr. You get your opportunity, go out there, go try to get a bucket. That's what he do. I think if Malik Monk were to be able to be in a position like that, come off the bench, get the minutes that Nick Smith Jr. is having, that's like a 10x upgrade of that. But at the same time, I definitely we've seen the last couple of games. We need defense. We absolutely need defense. So I feel you on the Keon Ellis.
Hey,
The
Nick
Keon,
Smith listened to John Legend Green Light because that's when he just always want to shoot the ball. He ain't never seen a shot he don't like.
that boy, like, give me the green light.
I'm ready to
you
go right now. For
You know,
real.
funny brother. All right, let's keep it pushing, then, man, because I can see you like you feeling the Andrew Wiggins, or Herb Jones.
Herb Jones for sure.
Okay,
Now
okay,
this is who I wanted us to talk about trade targets.
okay,
Herb Jones, man, if we could get him, I don't know how we pull it off, but that's what we need, an elite defender. He's one of the top 5 best defenders in the league for sure. That's what we need. Somebody that could help Luka, because Luka's not. He's not even. I'm not even gonna say anything about how he defends. Everybody know, but
yep.
he's 6'8". He got a long wingspan. He can guard the best player every night, and he actually could lock him up. I didn't watch him lock up all the best players, so I'm definitely rocking with him for sure. That would be my
Okay,
number one trade
no,
target.
okay, no, okay. So then what? Herb Jones or Trey Murphy? Still Herb?
Mm. Now, I think Trey Murphy, if we could get him, I would take him over Herb just because he
Okay,
could shoot at an elite level, like, and he could defend. He's not better defender than Herb Jones, but with that shooting, that's premium in the NBA. But I don't just want somebody that could just shoot and not play defense, and he could do both as far as playing defense and shooting. So I would take him, but I don't think the Pelicans is moving off of him.
yeah,
He's averaging 22 a game.
oh, they're not. They're not. I just because you told me Herb was your number one. I just wanted to test the water, see the temperature, see what
No,
that's.
I definitely take Trey though for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because Trey would also be my number one. Like if I had to pick one player right now for us to go, it would also be Trey, and Herb would not be too far along that list.
For sure.
All right, what about? I don't know how real this is, but I seen some news flying around here. Klay Thompson potentially, being linking up here with the Lakers. Klay, would you take a player like Klay Thompson or a player like Buddy Hield?
That's like that's like if my mom said you want sardines or I don't know. I'm gonna go or top ramen. I'm gonna just go Klay Thompson, bro. I'm because Buddy Hill, like they like to. I don't know, bro. I think Klay Thompson, even though he's not the defender like he used to be, I think he play better defense than Buddy for
For
sure.
sure, 100%. Okay, I like that. Maybe that was a bad question for me. All right. What about Jonathan Kuminga or Dorian Finney-Smith?
Man, I wish we would have kept DFS, man. I'm hurt about that one. I
Mhm.
can't believe Rob. I hope the reporting is not true about Rob Pelinka saying about his ankle was never going to be the same. But that's what we need, bro. He
For
did.
sure.
He played his role perfectly for us. Shoot, JJ Redick had him playing all the minutes in the playoff series versus the Timberwolves, bro. So yeah, that's somebody we should have kept for sure, especially over Laravia. Oh man,
Man, and they was telling me at the beginning of the season, Jake LaRavia going to basically do what Dorian Finney-Smith do
no,
at a younger age at a lower
no.
price tag. I ain't seen it once. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
That's the
I ain't
type of
seen
player we need for Luka. A
man.
3 and D that's gonna help him on defense, and he got familiarity with him playing in Dallas.
Mhm. Dorian Finney-Smith or Herb? Just
Herb
wondering.
for sure. He's younger, and
Okay,
he's like I said, he's going one of the top 5 defenders in the league. You can't pass that up.
okay. What about if we did like different positions? So like Dorian Finney-Smith or tell me this: who's your number one big target? Like if you could like a number one big, that's kind of that's semi
That's
realistic.
realistic.
Semi
Daniel
realistic.
Gafford.
Okay, Daniel Gafford or Dorian Finney-Smith?
Just
Two different,
because,
two
just
different
because
leagues.
we still need the defensive presence on the wings, we gotta go DFS.
Okay, okay. Daniel Gafford or Trey Murphy?
Trey Murphy for sure,
Okay,
for
okay.
sure.
What
Even
about
Stevie Wonder picked that one.
this nigga?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, last one. I'm just tasting the water right here. But last one. Would you rather, since Daniel Gafford's your number one, Daniel
Mhm.
Gafford or your number two in Herb?
Herb, man, just
Herb.
because the lack of wing presence we have at defenders, like Aiden is, like I said, the effort is not there for sure, but we could kind of mask that because I
Mhm.
feel like JJ Redick is more comfortable playing Jackson Hayes than DeAndre Aiden at sometimes because
For
Jackson
sure.
Hayes gets so much effort on the floor when he gets his minutes. So I think if we could get Herb though, man, that'd be perfect for us.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Nah, for sure, for sure. Man, Delontae, my brother, man, I've had a great time here in this pod. I feel like this is a good place for us to wrap it up, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on here, man, sharing your knowledge, sharing your time. I do want to give you the floor to give any shout outs to anything you want, brother. Just definitely shout out your pod. Everything's gonna be linked in the description down below, but this is your time, brother.
Hey man, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited. Like I said, we real Laker fans at the end of the day. And man, bro, I've been a Laker fan all my life, since the good and the bad. When we was playing with 5 players on the roster, and one got fouled out, and we had essentially played with 4 players, man, and having bad season after bad season. And Robert Sacre still got me scarred to this day, bro. One of the worst players we ever had in our franchise, bro. So I've been in through them days of Marshawn Brooks, the Darius Morris, Andrew Gowlock, Derek Carrier, Devin Ebanks, Earl
Ooh,
Clark.
Chris
Man,
Kaman.
I could Chris Kaman, Kendall Marshall, Ken Bazemore,
Yeah,
Ryan Kelly, if I didn't say him already, is
that's some names right there, my boy.
Jordan Farmar,
You've
we
been through
Jody
the
Meeks. Is like, man, I'm not just no LeBron. It's a lot of Laker fans that's just LeBron fans. I'm a real Laker fan and seen it
trenches,
all. We been bad, bro. Like Nick Young was one of my favorite players, and he was our number one option for a couple of years because we
which is
just had
crazy. Which is
bad
crazy to
roster
say.
play, man. Like we was just signing anybody. We had Wesley Johnson, and it was bad, man. And shout out Jordan Hill though. That was one of my favorite players. I thought he had some potential for sure. But
Me
yeah,
too.
man, I just appreciate you giving me this platform to talk about Lakers talk, man. I hope I could get on future episodes with you for sure. And yeah, man, if you guys would like, man, I have a podcast called Stand on It Podcast. You type in on YouTube, Stand on It Podcast 510. We got over 400 subscribers. I'm trying to grow the pod. I talk about basketball, football, whatever. And yeah, man, I just appreciate you having me, bro.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Yeah. Y'all, please do go check out my boy Delontae Pod. Bringing y'all great coverage just all around sports, man. So please do go check him out.
We need you on the Lakers, bro. Y'all don't know, bro. Giant used to have strap, man. That's how we got cool playing
Man,
basketball,
back in the
bro.
day, man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
man.
the Mashouf Center, boy.
Yep, yep,
Man, that's a classic. Hey, real talk, I be missing that sometimes, boy. I be like,
yeah,
man, I used to just, and we both got kids now, so it's a little different.
yep.
But like, I used to just get out of class, go to the
And go
Mashouf
straight
Center,
there.
spend like the next 7 hours there, boy, and then go home.
You and Mick, bro. Mick
Yeah,
used to
that's
be
so
out there.
funny.
Shout out Mick too.
Big shout out to Mick, Ben, all everybody, man. But man, Delontae, real one, brother. I really appreciate you. Yeah, like I said, everybody, make sure y'all go check out Stand on It Pod. Y'all go check out it on YouTube, Instagram. I'll have everything linked in the description down below. But for now, we out of here, y'all, and appreciate y'all being here. Peace.
Peace.